One of these men will soon be dead. A stunning nursing home attack as a larger man with dementia becomes frustrated, then violent.
It's a horror movie. It's shocking.
The attack happened at Baycrest in Toronto, considered one of the best long-term care facilities in Canada. The home told us no amount of care planning could stop all altercations, short of using environmental, physical, or drug-induced restraints. And so, 84-year-old Meyer Sadoway struggled to escape. His hip is broken that night. All of it captured on security video that his sisters wouldn't be told exists for 6 months. You get a phone call?
I got a phone call.
And what did they say?
That Meyer had 2 falls.
Meyer would die 4 days later.
I can't believe They said they can explain everything. They'll explain it. So I said, there's nothing to explain. It's very clear what happened between Meyer and this resident, how Meyer ended up dead.
And violence is not isolated to one home. A year-long marketplace investigation reveals a resident dragging another resident who was screaming, residents who punch, kick, and scratch, and one who died after being struck by another elderly resident.
We have a much older and sicker and frailer population, so you're getting more people who are acting out and have these behaviors.
Ontario has Canada's most detailed database on long-term care. It shows in just 6 years, resident-on-resident incidents have doubled from 4 a day to almost 9. This is an example. Eric Hoskins is Ontario's health minister. We also showed him video of the attack on Meyer Sadoway. The man on the floor died 4 days later.
I'm very sorry to hear that. Of course, it's very painful to watch.
What do you say to a family who has experienced something like that when there are an increasing number of families whose loved ones are facing violence, abuse, and neglect?
Well, first of all, I'd say that I'm very sorry to that family. No family should have to witness or experience that, let alone the tragic result. But what I will say is that I take these incidents very, very seriously.
Frontline workers question that, saying if the government was serious, it would insist on more staff in homes to monitor an increasingly unpredictable population.
And we have to start with the short staffedness. That's where you start. And it's not a minimum of hours that each resident needs. It's about having enough bodies on the floor that are able to actually give the care appropriate to the residents in that home.
Staffing levels are largely up to the homes themselves, like Baycrest here, because no province or territory has set a minimum number of care workers, no required ratio of staff to residents. Not the way it is for daycares, where ratios are clear and enforced. David Coleman, CBC News, Toronto.